Psychology says most gifted people never realize they're gifted because giftedness rarely looks the way people expect. It doesn't always show up in perfect grades. It doesn't always show up in IQ tests. And it definitely doesn't always look impressive from the outside. In fact, many gifted people grow up thinking something is wrong with them, when the truth is their mind simply works differently, and the traits they see as flaws may actually be the strongest proof of an extraordinary brain. Here are 10 signs you may be gifted without even realizing it. 1. Restless mind. You get bored faster than most people, not because you're lazy, but because your brain processes things quickly and repetition starts to feel unbearable. What keeps others interested for hours may feel empty to you in minutes. Your mind is always searching for something deeper, faster, or more meaningful. That restlessness is not always distraction. Sometimes it's intelligence starving for stimulation. 2. Intense feelings. Gifted people rarely feel life in small amounts. When they care deeply. When they hurt heavily. When they love intensely. Psychology shows that gifted minds often come with heightened emotional intensity. That means your emotions may feel heavier than other people's. And while that can make life harder, it also means you experience life with unusual depth. 3. Self-doubt. One of the most misunderstood signs of giftedness is self-doubt. Gifted people often question themselves more, not less. Why? Because the more your mind understands complexity, the more it notices what it still doesn't know. So while others may see brilliance in you, you see flaws, gaps, and unfinished work. A shallow mind feels certain. A deeper mind keeps questioning. 4. Can't let go. When something catches your attention, it stays with you. A question, a problem, a mistake, a strange detail. It keeps replaying in your head long after everyone else has moved on. You think about it at night. You turn it over in your mind. You search for closure. That isn't weakness. It's your brain refusing to accept incomplete understanding. 5. Sensitive senses. Bright lights, loud noises, certain fabrics, tiny changes in tone. You notice things other people ignore. Your brain picks up more from the environment, more from people, and more from small details. This sensitivity can feel overwhelming, but it also means you experience the world more vividly than most. Gifted minds often don't just notice more. They feel more from what they notice. 6. Spotting patterns. This is one of the clearest signs of a gifted mind. You connect ideas that seem unrelated to other people. You notice behaviors, links, contradictions, and patterns others miss. Things that look random to everyone else. Make sense to you. That ability to connect dots quickly is not ordinary thinking. It's a sign your brain is working on a deeper level. 7. Perfectionism. No matter how good your work is, it rarely feels enough. You always see how it could be better. This is not always about insecurity. Sometimes it's because your mind can see possibilities others don't. You compare reality to a higher standard that lives inside your head, and that invisible standard keeps pushing you forward. Gifted people often struggle not because they lack ability, but because they can see how much more is possible. 8. Feeling out of place. Even in a room full of people, you can still feel different. Not better, just different, like your mind is operating on a different frequency. Psychology shows that gifted people often feel misunderstood because the way they think, process, and experience life doesn't always match the people around them. That sense of isolation is painful, but sometimes it's the side effect of having a mind that doesn't easily fit ordinary spaces. 9. Endless curiosity. Gifted minds ask questions constantly. Why is it like this? What does this mean? What happens if we change it? What's the deeper truth? You don't stop at the surface. You want the structure underneath it. People may call it overthinking, but in many cases, it's intellectual hunger. Your mind doesn't just want answers. It wants understanding. 10. Intense focus. When something truly matters to you, your focus becomes extreme. You lock in so deeply that time disappears. You forget the outside world. You ignore distractions. You become completely absorbed. This kind of all-or-nothing focus can be exhausting. But it's also one of the reasons gifted people can achieve things others struggle to understand. Because when their mind connects with something meaningful, it doesn't engage halfway. It goes all in. Here's the truth most people never hear. Being gifted rarely feels like a gift. Most of the time, it feels like being too much, too sensitive, too intense, too restless, too deep, too different. But those struggles may not be proof that something is wrong with you. They may be proof that your mind works in ways most people will never fully understand. So if you spent your life feeling out of place, maybe you were never broken, maybe you were simply built differently, and maybe that difference is the very thing that makes your mind extraordinary. How many of these signs sound like you? Subscribe to MindPsychologyMap for more psychology videos that reveal the hidden truth about personality, intelligence, and human behavior.